Hey, my name is Michael Clement, and in this video we're going to be learning Kenny Dorham's Blue Bossa from a lead sheet. So if you've never learned jazz from a lead sheet before, or if you're wondering how to approach it, what steps do I take when both learning jazz lead sheets myself as well as teaching them to others, what steps do I take, this video is going to be for you. So let's go ahead and get started. Lead sheets usually come in two forms, the type where the melody is fairly exact, and then the other type where the melody is very flexible. And this one, luckily, is actually very exact. So that means that we can follow the rhythms just as they're written. So that's what we'll be doing for this video. Sometimes people will change a rhythm here or there, but the nice thing with this song is it can be played just as written and sound great. So we're going to go ahead and play it this fast. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that is the melody for Blue Bossa, and then the next thing we need to tackle are the chords. And so throughout this, if I'm going a little bit too fast, or if you need any extra help, definitely feel free to pause it, go back, and watch it over and over again if you need a little bit more help figuring out the chords a little slower, or if you'd like a step-by-step method for getting really confident with chords in any key, then I'd definitely recommend checking out my free course, Anyone Can Play Jazz Chords, so that you can get comfortable with jazz chords and then read lead sheets much more confidently. So let's go ahead and get into it. So this first chord is C minor 7, which is going to be C, E flat, G, and B flat. And as we go, I'll give you the chords probably once, and then just refer to past spellings of the chord if you need any help there. So F minor 7 is going to be F, A flat, C, and E flat. D minor 7 flat 5 is D, F, A flat, and C. G7 is G, B, D, F. And then we already did C minor 7. E flat minor 7 is E flat, G flat, B flat, and D flat. A flat 7 is A flat, C, E flat, and G flat. D flat major 7 is D flat, F, A flat, and C. And then the chords for the rest of the tune we've already done. So this song has a total of 7 different chords, and so I'd recommend just getting comfortable with each of them in root position. So C, E, G, B flat. And if you really need a little bit extra time figuring these out, I would recommend picking 2 at a time and going back and forth between them, then 3, just go back and forth between them out of time and just get comfortable with switching between these chords. So spend a little bit of time doing that, and then once you're ready, we're going to go ahead and start learning how we can invert these. So when you're getting started, you want to have just a couple of different positions to play, and I always recommend having one position or inversion of the chord where you have the root on the bottom. This is called root position. And then the second one I recommend using when you're getting started is what I call a second position, but it's just having the 5th on the bottom. So that's what we're going to be doing for this video, and we're actually going to start in our second inversion, or what I usually call second position. So, right, so we have our second position C minor 7, and then we have F minor 7, and then we're actually going to move a little bit for our root position, D half diminished, and then G7, and we go back to our C minor 7. And I'd practice these first 8 measures, get really comfortable with just going back and forth between the different chords, but we're trying to keep all of our chords in one range. So, and you might be be asking, why am I not going from the F minor 7 to this D half diminished that's right here? Well, the reason is because you want to have just a couple of voicings that you're starting out with, and I like to just limit myself, and I liked, if you know, it's really helpful to limit yourself to 2 different positions. So once again, I like to have either the root on bottom or the 5th on bottom here. So here is our G7 and then our C minor 7. And then let's go on to the next section where we actually have a 2-5-1 in D flat. So E flat minor 7, A flat 7, and D flat major 7. Right? And then we go back to our 2-5-1 in C minor, which is what that is. So C minor, 2-5-1. Okay, so once again, we're getting comfortable with these chords out of time. We're learning how to smoothly go between each of these different chords. And then once you're ready, go on to, we're going to play a simple rhythm with these. So let's just start off before we add the rhythm. Let's just play this in time. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Flat minor 7, A flat 7, D flat major 7, and then D half diminished, G7, and then C minor 7. And before I said that we were going to start with the second position, I actually like starting on the root position. That way we have root, root, and then root, and then we can voice lead from there, the 2-5-1. Then we do root position, second position, root position, and then root, second position, root position. And we can do a quick 2-5-1 to get back to the top. Okay, so get comfortable with that. Feel free to pause the video, watch that a few more times to get comfortable there. But we're just getting comfortable with the left-hand chords. So now let's go on to putting both hands together. Let's do just the simple chords with just the whole notes, or just playing our chord on the downbeat with the melody. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the last thing here to add is to add some rhythm to our left hand accompaniment. If we want this to feel like a bossa, we need to have some more syncopated rhythms, and so we're going to use a rhythm that's actually called the Charleston and more swing styles, but it's just 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And typically a bossa would actually have a 2-measure rhythmic pattern, but for right now we're just going to use the same rhythm repeated every measure. So 1, 2, 3. Back at the top. So to finish out this video, we're going to do what is called our double take, where we are going to learn one more thing that's a bit more advanced than everything else that we've done in the video. And for that, we're going to learn a separate set of voicings for our chords. And we're going to take a look at this 2-5-1 in D flat. So we've got E flat minor 7, A flat 7, and D flat major 7. And a nice thing that I like to do here is we're going to do a different type of voicing where we're actually going to go 3rd, 5th, 7th, and then 9th. So we're going to go, right, right, that's our first voicing in our left hand. So this is actually an E flat minor 9. And then all we're going to do, going from the E flat minor 7 to the A flat 7, is we're just going to bring our D flat down to a C. So we're going to end up with something that sounds like this. And now we're going to shift everything down except for this C that we moved earlier. So it's going to end up being F, A flat, C, and E flat. Right? And then we're going to continue on with the rest of our voicings that we did before. So once again, if you want to add this, if you're feeling comfortable with the more basic voicings, then feel free to add the 9th, and then this is an A flat 13 chord where we have a 7th, a 9th, a 3rd, and then a 13th or a 6th plus an octave above the root. And then we have a 3rd, 5th, 7th, and 9th. So so that's just if you want to take it one step further, but let's go ahead now and play through it. If you want to go ahead and add our double take or our slightly more advanced voicings for the 2, 5, 1, and D flat, you can go ahead and do that. But let's go ahead and start from the beginning. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that is Blue Bossa for beginners. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, and if you found this step-by-step way of learning standards helpful, definitely go ahead and smash the like button and subscribe so you can get more content like this. If you'd like my full method on learning jazz piano, then definitely check out my course, The Jazz Piano Launchpad, where I break everything down so that you can go from knowing nothing about jazz piano to being able to attend your first jam session. In the course, you learn how to comp with both hands in a very simple way. You learn all the different jazz rhythms that you need in order to comp underneath a melody or underneath somebody else who's playing the melody. You also learn how to interpret your own melodies as well as accompany yourself, just like we did in this video. And you also learn how to solo. So we learn a few different soloing methods that can get you started and feeling comfortable comping for yourself and improvising. So if you'd like to check that out, go ahead and check the link in the description, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.